Preset. Huh.
And now my co-host, Lori Martin, the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous night o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof to the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Now my partner, Vietnam-era veteran, Mike Huff, will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Say it loud, say it proud, people. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I now present Mr. Alan Larson with taps. Color guard captain, retire colors.
Honor guard. Port horn. Left. Hey. Onward.
That song kicks my ass every time.
Let's give AFMA Chapter 7 a round of applause.
And Alan Larson, too. Thank you, Alan. He postponed his vacation one day to come here tonight.
That's a friend.
Hey, you're watching A View from Two.
We are A View from Two. Thank you, everybody, for coming out. Very important show tonight. We've been here a while. We had a bunch of stuff going on outside. Why are we here, Lori?
We are here for the Illinois Motorcycle Freedom Run.
Yes.
If you were here earlier, you were able to witness AVMA Chapter 7.
Presenting colors.
Right, presented the colors.
Lori sang the national anthem. That was pretty cool.
And with tears, Mike said the Pledge of Allegiance.
With my hand on my heart.
With his hand on his heart.
And I didn't even say play ball afterwards, and I normally do.
No, and I've been walking around saying play ball as well.
Play ball.
And then we were very, very touched by a wonderful man that we know, Alan Larson, the former president of the Rescue Riders, international renowned bugle player as he played taps.
As I said outside, Memorial Day weekend, he played 18 different events. This guy, he nailed it. And like I said outside, way back in the day when I was in the service, that song kicks my ass every time. And it did.
On top of that, we were able to film what we're going to start the show out with, because it goes on kind of on a roller coaster, as we had as we had discussed outside. It's a very somber show due to the 8,000 men and women, or almost 8,000 men and women, named on the Middle East conflict wall that no one seems to know about in Marseilles, Illinois.
Which was really the point of the show, to raise awareness, because there are so many people that have no idea that the wall even exists.
Everywhere I went the other day running errands, whether it be the gas station, the grocery store, PetSmart, when I brought up that there was a wall in Marseilles, they looked at me with a blank stare. That has got to stop. The fact that they in D.C. and that they know all of that, why don't they, as they are the same age group, know that there is this wall in Marseilles, Illinois?
And that the Illinois Motorcycle Freedom Run benefits that wall. The Illinois Motorcycle Freedom Run is coming up on June 20th, and it's a real small ride, typically about 10,000 bikes. It's one of the bigger draws. Yeah, it's one of the bigger draws in our area, and it's always a good time. Yeah, I've been down there. It was like 105 degrees.
One of the things you have to remember, because it happened to me, it's $15. Not a big deal. Cash. How many of you carry cash?
Do not bring your credit card. Do not bring your
credit
debit card.
You cannot write a check. You are turned away to go find the, and I say the, ATM within 20 miles of that area.
Well, no, there's two now.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
Which there was no money in. So luckily we had friends that I wrote a check to them to get some money to do the Illinois Motorcycle Freedom Run. I only have missed one, and that was last year.
Well, I've got a few rockers back here.
Well, that's good, as long as you've got them.
Coming up, we have the president of the Illinois Motorcycle Freedom Run, Tom Big Daddy Yarber, a great guy. I had the pleasure of attending one of their planning meetings about 6 weeks ago, and welcomed me with open arms. He is an absolutely great guy.
Right, absolutely. We also have the great pleasure of welcoming Millie Anderson Hickey. Is that how we want to say that? Millie, and she is one of our Gold Star moms. As a mother of 5 children, that I can reach over and touch 2 of them at this particular moment. Words can't express how I feel for you. And she's a really cool lady on top of that.
I've known her since junior high. She's a blast.
And you've known her since junior high. I'm not sure if we still have Emily from New York here. Hi, there she is. We also have another Gold Star mom in-house. Her name is Emily. She's from New York.
Wait,
New York City?
Lori, let me do this. Hey, Emily is from the Bronx, and her last name is Toro. That's her last name.
You know what?
It is.
You had to do it, Emily.
Ask her. She'll tell you.
Just know that probably won't be cut. It's on there forever.
That's right. In Australia and England and Sweden and Spain.
And Spain and et cetera, et cetera.
And even New York City, too. It'll be there, too.
New York City? We are not making salsa here. One of the things we need to say is that this moving ceremony that we had outside shows I can't even speak anymore. A View from Two's devotion to all military personnel,
yes,
past, present, and future, and to those that gave their lives to defend our freedom. And with that,
shall we introduce our guest?
I think we shall.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce you to Tom Big Daddy Yarber, president of the Illinois Motorcycle Freedom Run.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce you. I'll give you the mic. I would like you to introduce you to Millie Anderson Hickey, one of our Gold Star moms.
Yes.
Hi, baby. Come on in.
Hug for me too. Hug for me too. Have a seat. Go ahead.
One of the best things about this is these chairs. If I had these in my living room, it would be wonderful.
Yeah, it is pretty comfortable.
Isn't it cool?
Yes, indeed. I need a
That's
cup
a whole
holder.
story for later.
I need a cup holder right here.
Yeah, he needs a cup holder.
Note, we have a new vendor, a new sponsor for the
Yes.
show, and we went in there Tuesday, and he made this cup for me, a VF2, which means a view from 2. Thank you so much, and there it is right there.
And it says 2 down low, 2DL. That is from Marty, our dear friend.
And along the bottom, it says, by bikers, for bikers, and all the good that we do.
Which is our
And
tag
that's
sign, as you
everybody
know.
here. And then some.
One of the amazing things about FC Gear that is now our store, we will have a bunch of product for our TV show. I believe Marty is either in-house or holding down the fort outside. Is these photos. There's a photo, there is a poster of the Illinois Motorcycle Freedom Run, and there's checks. And I'm not sure where the check went from Silver, but immediately, within 2 hours, this was done. And we went over there and met with them, and the ideas that Mike and I couldn't come up with were already ready for us. So we'd like to welcome our sponsor, FC Gear.
Thank you so much. So should we kick this thing in the ass and get going?
I think we should.
All right, Tommy, in 45 minutes or less, what is the Illinois Motorcycle Freedom Run?
Well, the Illinois Motorcycle Freedom Run is a bunch of true Americans that back in 2003, when the conflict overseas started and the protesters were going around protesting the war, we don't support war. Nobody should. But we wanted to go out there and show support for our men and women that were getting ready to be deployed and were going to be leaving their families. We wanted them to know that there was a group of people out there that are showing that we care about them. So with that, just a small group of guys went down there, started handing out American flags and POW, MIA flags. Of course, our co-founder, Tony Catrano, God rest his soul, and Jerry Kuchera started this little thing that grew up to be this. Well, then we decided to go to St. Anne, Illinois, which the first Illinois casualty was from, Captain Ryan Beaupre.
Okay.
And we just wanted to put up a little memorial. Tony's whole thing with the Freedom Run was to get the word out to kids on what the cost of freedom is. And it's the ultimate sacrifice.
Yes, it is.
And like Millie, I'm from a Gold Star family. My brother was killed in Vietnam. Welcome home.
Thank you.
So we decided to go to this little bitty town that when we pulled up, we had our first meeting at a gas station. And when there was like 15 bikes pulled up, I mean, they were scared to death. But by the time we walked out of there, the relationship between us and that town was so tight. Well, you know, doing runs forever.
Yes.
That you're hoping to get a couple hundred on that first run.
Oh, yeah.
17-mile parade, 7,000 motorcycles.
Yes.
Estimated by
Little one.
First year.
Well, it was supposed to be the only year.
It's supposed to be, yeah.
The interesting thing is that all of the ones that I've been on, it's right. You pray for 200, and you know, 15 years later or 13 years later, we're thrilled out of our gourd for 1,500. So yeah, little run.
Well, we definitely didn't expect it. But the turnout was so awesome, and actually, the town was cleaner when the bikes pulled out, everybody picking up the garbage and everything. It was more clean than when we got there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And that was the biggest thing that the mayor said about the whole thing. Man,
Come
it
back.
was really clean when you guys left. But then, you know, they had to figure out what are we doing next year now, and it came up. Let's not make these families wait like Vietnam vets,
Right.
World War II vets.
So then how did the wall come about?
Well, they started dealing with the Department of Defense and the Pentagon, what our goal was, and We didn't have a lot of money, you know, the old saying, beg, borrow, and stole. Our goal was to get that up within 6 months.
Wow. The first panel.
The first 5 panels.
Oh, the first 5 panels.
And the property.
Okay.
Well, we had scouted around some different towns. Some towns gave us a very good spot, but no motorcycle parade.
You know,
So
may I ask, how much does it cost to put a name on that wall? Or how much does it cost for a panel?
You figure close to $5 a letter.
$5 a letter? And how much is
He
it?
gives us a good deal.
Well, I mean, but still, that's quite a
At one
cost.
point, I know back when I was on the board before, I know it was up to $4.95 a letter.
And then how much is a panel?
The panels we got donated. Greg can probably tell you more about what's going on is between us and Maurice Moore Monuments. Excellent people to deal with.
Okay.
Actually, he donated the first 5
A
panels.
plug for you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the guy does great work.
I was going to
for us.
say, I'll plug all day long for
Yes.
that.
Yeah,
I believe that'll go on the website.
And you know, and a lot of people don't understand to get those names on the wall. You know, we have to go through those names numerous times to make sure the spelling's correct.
Yeah, because there's no erasers or anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's carved into the stone.
Right.
Right.
There's etching paper out there. You can get the names and etch it just
Right,
like
right.
the Vietnam Wall. But the main thing with the wall is to help families like Millie. I was 9 years old, and I answered the door when the Marines came. And I can still, to this day, tell you what that car looked like and what those 2 Marines looked like that came to my house. And I still remember the first 2 sentences my mother asked him, and it was, "Are you sure? Are you sure?" And then, you know, to see a mother and father should never have to bury their children. And they have so much bad things in their heart, you know, hatred, hurt. Our job is to relieve that in some little way. And Millie can speak on what that wall does to our Gold Star families. And we have one of the best group of volunteers.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, you do.
Without a doubt.
How
There's
many
a lot of them
How
here
many
today,
volunteers?
and
How many volunteers come out on day of?
How many we got, Linda?
That's it?
Yeah.
Really?
And you start
I
planning
mean, that's a huge amount. I'm just saying, because I literally, every time I'm there when I do a safety meeting or anything, there's literally a volunteer every 3 inches, it feels. It feels like that. That and the gentleman throwing pancakes at me.
Yeah.
Well, learn how to catch. But you start planning for next year's event day after?
Yes. Yeah. We'll be starting to work on next year on June 21st. We'll figure
Wow.
out if there were any issues, what we need to start thinking about, working on. We try to make it the best, safest, most patriotic run of the year.
How do we raise awareness other than what we're doing?
You
I mean,
know,
because the wall's been there for what, 14 years, correct?
it was erected in 2004.
Okay, so
11 years.
11 years. In 11 years, if I'm still walking up and there was no ambient age group. This went at all ages. How do we get that word out there?
That's our biggest problem. You know,
Because Marseilles is what, 1,500 people?
Yeah, about that.
Yeah.
A couple thousand. Great little town.
Oh, yeah, I
Back of the
know.
walls, right on the Illinois River.
Oh, I know.
You know, you go
Oh,
out.
it's a great location. Just beautiful over there.
As a matter of fact, I was talking to Mel, was here today from the combat vets, and he says areas in the back.
There he is, yeah.
Mel likes to go out there on the days when nobody's there, and you just sit in one of the chairs, and it's so peaceful, and the river flowing behind.
I'm
It's-
usually on the end of, because it's always 1,000,000,000 degrees on
it's
that
so
day.
hot that day.
And
Drink a lot of water.
Well, and
Yes.
the fire,
Which you provide, by the way.
Yes.
the fire department has wet towels. And there's some that it just is not enough. So we rescue riders and EMS road docs and those of us, we do a lot of work there.
Right. We definitely have a couple of cooling stations going to be inside the parking.
That's a
Are
good
those
idea.
little misting tents?
No, they're going to be actual vehicles. They're
Oh,
gonna be
okay.
cooling.
Oh, I remember the buses from last year.
And then we have a building inside by the museum that if somebody's sick, we have paramedics. But when you get a chance to talk with these families, everybody comes on our run. If you pay the donation to get in, you get a dog tag.
Right.
And it's somebody who's on the wall. And I still wear the very first one I got. And I went and I found the family. You always look at the obituary because it tells you where the soldier was laid out. And I contact them, and I got a hold of it's Joshua Reeves. He was a sniper that got shot and killed. The thing is when Josh left to go overseas, his wife was pregnant. So his son was born. Josh got to see his son on the internet. The very next morning, he was killed by an IED.
Wow.
So he never had the chance to see his son.
He never gets a chance to hold his
Holding
son.
his son. He saw him
And he
on-
never got to hear Daddy.
And so to this day, I wear that dog tag.
I have all of mine. I did, with the race out the door, did not grab them. I have all of them, and I did the same. I checked it out. I didn't go as
Should always
far.
look at them.
And but that is one of the very unique takeaways. I have a story that, my husband and I had gone down there, and we had a friend that found his friend on the wall. And that was numerous times in. And the emotion of that day was, there's no word for it. And to see that emotion go through and pick up that emotion as such, and know that wall, and now that person, he was afraid to go there because he didn't want to find that name. And now he goes every chance he gets because he's finally got that touch.
It means a lot. We had a wounded warrior that was paralyzed. He was shot, and he had a doctor that was working on him, and they went under attack. And this doctor laid on top of him and said, "Do not move." The doctor got killed.
Wow.
He came to the wall. They came on bicycles that were made by a company out of Ottawa, and they were traveling the country. They were actually on their way to Washington, D.C. to talk about the wall.
Wow. I think that was on some news. It was a news article, right?
And when we finally took him up to the wall, which took us a little bit, when he touched his doctor's name, it was
Jello.
Yes. It was so emotional, but you could see that just that little touching of that name on that wall, it helped him a little bit.
Yeah.
He smiled. He goes, somebody.
Well, and that's what we saw later is the smile.
Somebody remembered the gentleman.
And it was a
the
different
guy
smile.
that saved my life.
Right. I'm going to turn from you now to Millie. And the box of Kleenex is somewhere. So there we go. We're good. Millie, what is a Gold Star mom to you?
Someone who has lost a son, daughter, wife, husband, sister, brother. Gold Star mom, of course. Losing a child.
What can you tell me about your baby boy?
Well, he probably fits the mold.
Okay.
Emily would know. Give you the shirt off your back, make everybody laugh, just, the life of the party.
I couldn't bring
Serious.
myself to do the 8-year-old baseball picture.
I know.
I couldn't do it. And that shame on me.
But
I sent you that because I wanted you to know that he was, before he was a soldier, he was my son.
right.
They'll always be yours.
You have a very unique story about a 21st birthday party.
You want to share it?
Actually, I wasn't even with him. I
But
was
that's okay. You and I talked about that on Memorial Day.
I was just so upset that I couldn't spend his 21st birthday, take him to a bar, give him his first drink or shot or
First
whatever.
legal drink bar.
Whatever.
Just saying.
And he called me the day after his birthday.
Where was he when he was?
He was, oh gosh,
Cabo?
North Carolina, something.
okay.
Okay, is
He
it
wasn't
Camp
there
Lejeune
yet.
or somewhere?
No, they were in training.
Okay.
But he had told me, I said, what did you do for your birthday, son? He said, Mom, I had the best birthday. I said, really, what did you do? He said, the guys kidnapped me. I go, what? He said, they hid me in the van and they took me to, I guess on base or whatever, there was some
BX
clothing
or
store.
something, yeah.
They got discount T-shirts, discount shorts, because they couldn't drink it there in their ACUs, or BDUs. They're uniforms.
Uniforms?
Yeah.
So they bought him clothes, took him for dinner, bought him all of his first drinks, first shots, and he said, I was so wasted, but it was the best birthday I ever had. And these 6 guys that kidnapped him still keep in touch. And one of them had a son and named him after my son.
There you go.
So,
I know that his birthday was in August.
July.
July? And his KIA day was when?
September 17th.
How long was he in country?
3 weeks.
3 weeks after he got sent away. He was gone.
Not even 3 weeks.
Not even 3 weeks. The posters on either side of us, as you see here, are Josh and his buddy.
His battle buddy. They were in the same vehicle when an IED hit them. They both perished. My son was in the turret. He was the only one that was recognizable. So at his wake, Jason's mom came, and of course.
And this was in Afghanistan?
Yeah, when they were killed. Yeah. Yep. Yep.
I got nothing to add to that, but
I know.
sorry.
I'm looking at you to see if you could even ask the questions, and I think I better go on here.
Yeah, go ahead.
What does Illinois Motorcycle Freedom Run mean to you?
Well, before all this happened, it was just a place to watch thousands and thousands of motorcycles come into this little itty-bitty town, and it was just so cool. It's like, I would love to do that.
Yeah, because you're only like 15 miles away from.
Now I am, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And now it's totally different. I try to hitch a ride with somebody every year. This year can't do it. Bad knees. Can't get on a motorcycle.
And here I've got a
We can get
bad
a
back and a
sidecar.
back seat I can give you. Come on, we gotta work this out here,
Hopefully I'll be able to take my own vehicle, but it's a place where I can be proud, where I can meet other Gold Star moms, Emily, and many others come in for this event, meeting great people. Mike I've known for a while.
I know, as you and I have spoken, that you do some work with Gary Sinise and his operation.
I met him. I don't.
Oh, you met him.
I met
So
him.
that was a misunderstanding.
Yeah. I met him.
I think we do need to give a round of applause for Gary Sinise.
Yeah.
He does
Oh, yeah.
an
I would love
amazing
to see
job.
him at the Freedom Run one year.
Would be nice.
I walked.
You know what?
Steve
I'm
and I
sure
were
if
at
you ask
Disney
him,
World,
he'd
and he
know.
walked by. That is my extent with Gary Sinise.
Awesome guy.
Is there support groups for Gold Star families?
Yes.
Are they readily available?
Yes.
So
Have I
it is
taken
much more.
advantage?
I couldn't get a straight answer from the VA when I called.
There
I
is-
know. I called the VA. Wrong place to call. I get that.
Well, I don't take my calls either, so.
Yeah, no kidding. Are they helpful for you and the families?
I haven't sought them out.
I have Emily in the back.
Yes.
I'm going to look past my camera here. Emily, have you ever had to seek out a support group for the Gold Star families?
Yes, we have what we call SOS, Survivor Outreach Services.
Okay, can I ask you to come closer here? Survival
Survivor Outreach Services.
Survival Outreach Services.
SOS, yeah, you go there and if you need someone to talk to or anything you may need when it comes to Gold Star families, they can help.
Is that online?
Yeah, you can go online. It's usually some military bases have a SOS coordinator if you need help with anything. So.
Okay.
Thank you, Emily.
Thank you so very much. I urge all of you to talk to one, if not both, of these Gold Star moms, because these are extraordinary women that have given up an extraordinary, precious thing that I don't know if I don't know what I would do. And these, like I said, these are extraordinary. I think of myself as a strong woman. I surround myself with strong women. That's just how I am. My best friends and my closest friends are strong women. And to see what you have gone through, I'm really happy to have met you.
Thank you.
You know
I
what?
really am.
You would ask Millie a question as to, what is a Gold Star? A Gold Star family is an organization that we do not want any more members.
Right.
That's what a Gold Star family is. We're family. We're tight with each other. It's unbelievable. Since I got involved with the Gold Star families of Illinois, our group of Gold Stars are just amazing. They're amazing. And when we have our meeting once every 3 months, we talk about our kids and and my brother.
Well, it's family now. I mean, it's truly family.
We're an organization. We're a family, but it's somebody. We don't want no more membership.
No.
We do not want any.
So
And
let me say this. Everybody here, this show will be on the website Tuesday night. I ask everybody here, share it as much as you can. If you're at home watching this Tuesday or after, share it. Let's get the word out about this wall.
Not only that, to our viewers, I ask you to share it to you and yours as well. There is a way for us to let, just at the very least, our great nation to know about this Middle East conflict wall. It's a sad number at almost 8,000. And it's a family that nobody wants to have any more of course. But I believe, and I believe you're with me on this, we want people to know that there is almost 8,000 names on this wall.
There'll be 7,863.
My goodness.
And I bet you not 10% of those
And that's in 11 years.
know about that wall.
Well, and that's why I was stunned.
Yeah, and the thing that kills me is this is the first time in the history of the United States that a wall memorial of this type has been erected, unveiled, and the names being added while the conflict is ongoing. Never in the history of the United States. And we can't even get the news to come out and do a 10-second thing.
You're right.
The reason being, done by bikers.
Yes.
Well,
100% is why, and it was pretty much told me by some bigwigs in the TV industry.
well, really, you need to talk to Judy Canel, just saying. She's got some inside,
And
Put you two together.
bikers are the most patriotic people there are.
We give, well, and that's
And we
one
also
of the
got
things
what the people do.
when Mike and I started this show is you can build a bike, you can paint a bike, you can race a bike, you can talk about bikes, you can buy a 1910 Harley Davidson and have a show about it, but nobody shows the good that we do. And no matter where we are, if we're on the side of the street, whether it be a block from home or
a million blocks from home on a different side of the country, if we are pulled over on the side of the road, whether they're in a car or on a motorcycle, we get asked, "Are you okay?"
Yep.
Or do you need, oh, you know what? This is going to take longer at that dealership we have to go to. Let's get you a hotel room. You know what? My wife made extra tonight. We're going to eat supper. Come on over. This is a family, and we're very lucky to be in it. We're
That's
very
right.
lucky to be in it.
Exactly.
I say this, I lost my microphone.
You lost your voice.
I lost my microphone.
Okay.
I say this at every show.
I'm going to go stand next to Mike here so you can talk in my microphone.
Oh, you might be back
Excuse
on.
my back,
I'm back.
he's on.
I'm back. I say this at every show, and in the early shows, I threw it out there as a question. Last year, the motorcycle community in Northern Illinois
Alone.
raised $206 million for charity. See
That's
this coffee
just
cup?
us.
The good that we do. $206 million for charity. We rock.
And, the Chicago motorcycle community, the Northern Illinois motorcycle community is different than a lot of other places. We are very charity focused to the point of where one of the major event coordinators and I were speaking of it the other day. We're almost saturated. As we go to posse meetings or as we go to different things, we are noticing that where we had 1 a day, we've got 10 a day. And yet we all try to make it as many as we possibly can. We have one coming up. We've got a lot coming up.
Well, this weekend is insane.
And there's some members here tonight that I have to give a shout out to real quickly. United Souls Motorcycle Association, Chapter 2. Am I saying this correctly? Chapter 2 has been here to help with security. With weather, we didn't need them, but boy, they're on hand to help us with anything we need. And it's a wonderful, wonderful feeling to know. And they were at the Fairdale, Illinois tornado, which happened on April 11th, almost every day. Within minutes of that tornado, I had a phone call. How can we help? And I was text messaging as fast as I could to get them the information. They were there next morning.
Yes, they were.
This is not just them. This is every organization. And even if they are not in an organization, we drop everything and we go because it's our family. So that being said,
Yes.
I think we need to say thank yous, my dear. Our time is running.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay?
Yeah, because, good idea.
Would you like mine?
No, I'm going here. I'm good.
Okay.
All right, Millie, anything you want to add?
No, not really. There's a lot of people out there that don't know what the Gold Star is.
We do now.
If you see
Educate.
anybody that has a star like that,
I knew
that's
that.
gold,
I didn't know this.
This is just a different type that was made for us.
Hold on a second.
But
He's got an amazing, I'm waiting for a zoom in on here. We will put it on our website on a still shot. And I will put it up there. And this is very cool. I remember that from World War II. I remember that my grandmother had one. And now I have to think of why. Maybe it wasn't my grandmother, but someone had that in their window.
The blue star is
The
active
blue star,
duty.
right, means a
Star is-
loss, correct?
gold is lost, blue is active.
Oh, okay. Well, that's maybe what I remember. Maybe it's from a movie. I don't even know.
Yeah.
But if I could just add one thing before
do,
you're
Doc.
closed.
It's all yours.
There are other issues going on that is probably have more casualties than what's on the wall, and that's our soldiers coming home with PTSD and
Yes.
suicide. And I don't tell this story too often, but I think it's something that'll touch everybody's heart and make you start thinking about these soldiers that need our help stateside. And when we first started doing the barbecue for the Gold Stars on Gold Star Mother Weekend, we shut down the wall. and we invite the families that are coming in for the ceremony. We bring them, we bus them to the wall, we give them their own personal time, and then we have a little barbecue and fellowship together.
Right.
And the second year that we had that, there was a soldier that was a POW, and they had found the body. The soldier that was with them was stateside. He was having serious problems because you never leave your brother.
Right.
And he felt that his job was to go back and find his brother. And his father had called Tony Catrano during the barbecue. And it was his father, and the soldier was on another line. And we were trying to tell this kid that he's been found. He's home now. And he didn't believe it. He was totally whacked out. They wouldn't let him go back overseas because he wasn't mentally fit. And as we were talking to him, I was on the phone with Texas, with the VA, trying to get this kid help. And of course, I was getting, well, he can contact us on Wednesday. And this was Saturday. And, we can get him in on Wednesday. No, he needs help now. And as we were talking and trying to settle him down, he shot and killed himself on the phone.
Oh, my goodness.
Because he left his brother and he couldn't go back to get him.
With that being said, I have to give a shout out to the Vietnam vets that came back, because they, knowing how they got treated, knowing what they needed, and then seeing it's a different war, they said. This is a different type of war being fought. I know that in the western Illinois area and the Iowa area, they have a lot of support groups available for these kids coming home. These were babies when they left right out of high school, and to come back with that load on their shoulders of these horrible things that they've had to do. And unfortunately, the Vietnam vets had to do that also.
My brother
Not at
was
this caliber.
19 years old 2 months before he came home. He saved his buddy's life.
Wow. Unbelievable.
And to know that he was only old enough to have a beer for a year.
Yeah.
But he decided that he would die to save.
And now he's not old enough.
Yeah.
I mean, they changed
A lot of
that.
these
I know
kids
this for a
over-
fact. They
exactly.
changed it when I turned 19.
A lot of these kids over there aren't even old enough to have a beer legally in the United States, but they're big enough and they got the balls to go over there and fight for our country.
Yes.
How many veterans are here today? How many veterans? Raise your hand. Thank you for your
Thank you
service.
so
and
much.
Thank you. Thank you for your service.
Why didn't you raise your hand?
I did.
You did.
Okay.
I did. You
didn't
weren't looking
see
at
it.
me, as
I have
usual.
to bitch at you about something. You've been quiet and nice. I don't know what to do with you.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Sorry you came back from the dragon now?
Well, he lost his phone. He had like a real vacation. I would like, we would like to thank Joe's Bar Joliet. They've been very good to us again.
Conrad's Harley Davidson.
Yes.
Asthma Chapter 7.
Yes, thank you. Alan Larson.
Well, we were going down a list, but okay.
Oh, you've got the list. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you've got it. I don't know mine's at. It's over
You
here.
said Alan Larson, so I'll say United Souls Chapter 2 and all of those that assisted. I know that at one point we were going to need some extra help, and Mike really went to the wall for us.
Mike
I
Luttrell.
really want to
Mike Luttrell, thank you.
Thank you so much. Jim and Rock Productions, NFP. He's the gentleman who had the speakers outside for me to cry through the national anthem. Victory Leather, of course, and our new,
Yes, those guys.
our new sponsor.
I don't know what.
I guess I'm taking this, and he's
Yeah,
going to say that I
go ahead.
took it, and it's not my fault. You're all my
That's right,
witnesses.
that's
Our new sponsor, FC
there it is.
Gear. Marty,
I got
thank
it.
you so much.
All the great vendors. Lots and lots of vendors
Thank
out there.
you.
Yeah, I'm on page 12. I got it.
Okay, awesome. Well, guess what?
What? Oh, we have a page 13.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you to all of the amazing volunteers that have been selling raffle tickets. The raffle tickets out there, There's prizes along the wall there. We got a lot of really cool donations.
Shelby has some numbers for us. Since we're clear with the show and we're saying our thank yous, we will call raffle prizes. We will have a photo op. Don't disappear when you win. Just kind of go mill about.
Yeah, in fact, when you win, hang
go
out
get
on
a
the wall.
drink, come back in, we'll call some raffle tickets. You have 5 minutes. And we will call some raffle tickets and order some food while you're out there.
Take care of your servers.
Yes, if you need to use the facilities, go ahead. And I will have amounts for you. And then we will be presenting Tom Yarber with a check as well. I'd like to thank all of you, as would Mike,
Yes,
for
indeed.
coming out tonight.
And again, please share the show when it's on the air on Tuesday, and when it's on
7:30.
7:30. aviewfrom2.com. And when you're watching at home and from watching aviewfrom2.com, share it, please. Let's get the word out there. Raise
If each
awareness.
person shares it once, we can be like, if any of those are old of us can remember.
Well,
the
no,
Fabergé
if
commercial.
you tell 2 friends and they tell 2 friends and they
Thank
tell 2
you.
friends, sure.
Thank
And I
you.
think you guys, Laurie and Mike, and your staff deserve a big round of applause for everything that you guys are doing to help the motorcycle community. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I hope we do make a difference in this.
You will.
Thank you so much, Tom Yarber.
Yes, Tom, Millie, thank you, sweetheart.
And to Millie, our Gold Star mom. And let's give a round for Emily from New York. God
Yes,
bless you both.
there you go.
Now, wait a minute. Why did she get a bigger round of applause?
Come on.
Come on up here.
Come on.
Come on up here.
Thank you, everybody.
And Marty Waycost, wherever you are, love you, brother. And a typical closing of the show, 2 down
Two
low.
down to low.
We're out.
There she is.
There she is.
There she is. Everybody, Emily from New York. Where from?
The Bronx.
The Bronx.